So, the 49th annual Patterson Apricot Fiesta. Now, unfortunately, I did not go today because this was the last day, and well, I pretty much did what I could yesterday. That's the way I look at it. I'll put it this way. There wasn't really much for me, per se, because last year, when I went to the Fiesta, I was able to get a few things. Not just for me, but for my mom. So I was able to get a few things for her and for myself. Some of the things I got were comic books. In fact, one of the things I think I got last year or the year before was that Princess Mononoke picture you sometimes see in the background during my live streams. But the thing is, there really wasn't much for me today, this year. I mean, there was some shirts and everything I would like to get, but not really much of the variety I would be cool with. I mean, if I wanted to get a Selena and a Marilyn Monroe for myself, yeah, I could have done that, but just didn't feel like it. It's like, I could get these online, too. What I did get, though, was a freaking sunburn. Yeah. Basically, I got cooked. As you can see. Got literally, as they would say, cooked to a crisp almost. Kind of see that right there. The difference in skin tone. Because, yeah, it was about 91, 92 yesterday. It's supposed to get harder this week. And what's funny is I'm off most of this week after tomorrow. But point being, there really wasn't much for me to do. I mean, I did get me a couple of beers. Here's what's funny. Matter of fact, I think I was stowed away somewhere. Hold on for a sec. I think I'd have it stowed away. Hold on, it's here somewhere. But anyway, one of the things I did get, I didn't even have to pay for it first. Because what it was me and my mom, if I see my thing. Oh, I think I know what it is. Hold on. Be right back. Yeah, no, oh, here it is. It was on my desk the whole time. Sorry about that, guys. But this is not the one I got, but basically, long story short, me and my mom went from here to my sister's house and walked from there to the Fiesta. Because she was not about to park in that area in the Fiesta. So anyway, this Anyway, we were walking, and one guy gets off. We were walking, and one guy gets up from his table, because we have as we walk, there's these like little pit stops, little taco areas, picnic areas on Las Palmas Street as you're heading towards like Turlock. Anyway, or Turlock and Modesto. Anyway, the guy walks up to us and says, "Hey, and we thought at first, is he going to offer us? Is he going to make us an offer or give us a business card?" He said, "Hey, no." He says, "Hey, you guys need basically what it was is the guy offered us 2 tokens that he wasn't going to use. I guess he wasn't going to go back. So he said, "Hey, would you guys like to have 2 extra tokens for the Fiesta, for the beer?" Because I guess I was wearing my Budweiser shirt, my Budweiser tee. And he said, "Oh yeah, sure." So he gave us literally $10, because the tokens are $5 each, $10 in token. Now this is one I bought with my own money, because I used the other one. Now I bought 2 on my own later, so I saved 1. I don't know if this is going to be good for next year or not, but anyway, you see it says right there, Patterson Apricot Fiesta. But yeah, the guy literally walks up to us. We're walking. Guy walks up to us, gets out of his table, and says, "Hey, would you guys like to have two extra tokens for the Fiesta? So that way we won't have to spend money." And we said, "Sure." And my mom basically told me, "That's God blessing you," and that's God blessing you, Brian, and he did. You know, it might have been 2 tokens, but he blessed me by saving me $10 for that time. Because one of the first things I automatically would do is go and get a wristband, as well as buy maybe $20, $10 worth of a token to get a beer. Because the beers are $5, and they equal 1 token. Anyway, that's the only thing I was able to get for myself, but was, of course, keeping my own token, but also getting a token for free from somebody that apparently wasn't going to go to the Fiesta after that. And to say that the Fiesta this year was a lot bigger than the year before is an understatement, because the year before, one of the streets wasn't as filled. It was more a regular street. Like you could still go. It's like you still couldn't go down, but it was still more like regular. There was nothing really down it, but there was more around. There was more vendors. There was more vendors in the streets. We had more rides and stuff. Like there was this one ride that kind of spinned around like this, and seats. Of course, we had the Ferris wheel. We had a slide. The kids go sliding down. They put the thing on the butt, the cushion on the butts, and they slide down. The only difference is that slide used to be in the park. Now it was on the street. So yeah, they had a lot of the rides they've been known for. A lot of the pet rides, the pony rides, stuff like that. And yeah, it was a good time. There's no doubt about that. But and I had some, and we got some things to eat. I got one of traditionally always get me a fruit fizz smoothie, and that's what I did. But I didn't get the big cups this time. I just got like a regular size $7 cup. And then I don't know why it took so long, and they need to. And I say this with no disrespect, but they need to get the order numbering right when they go to these kind of events. I ordered myself fried calamari, which was calamari and fries. It wasn't as much as what they were showing in the picture, but still it was good. It was still good, and I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it very much, and can't really say any more than that. Can't really say any more than that. But it was a great fiesta. It was a good fiesta. It was a decent fiesta, but the fiesta basically to me is just like a one-day event. I mean, yes, they begin around 4:30, 5 o'clock on a Friday evening, and they close up at 5 o'clock in the afternoon on a Sunday. But to me, the most important day of the fiesta is the Saturday, because that goes from literally 7:30, 8 a.m. to 7:30, 8 a.m., 8:30 at night. You still have enough. Basically, you have so much time on your hands, it's not funny. You could do, if you wanted to hit everything at the fiesta, from rides to foods to vendors, you could do that. You want to have fun, if you know what I mean, you could do that too. But to me, it's turning out to be more of a one-day event because I see more people on the second day, the main day of the fiesta, than I would on a Sunday or a Friday evening. Not saying there isn't a large group of people. Believe me, there is. But the thing is, it's only basically it's only a 2-day event because you got basically 6 hours on Friday evening. You have 9 hours on Sunday. So if you combine those two, 9 into 6, that's basically 15. If you know what I mean, 9 and 6 is 15. And then you add the 12 to that. That's a 27-hour day. It's basically a day and a half. It's a day and a half event altogether. Or if you combine both days, it's a 2-day event. But it's a day and a half event. The primary day being on Saturday. But again, it was all right. It's just, to me, there really wasn't much anymore. Or, I mean, not much, but there wasn't, the vendors that we're used to seeing there were not there. I mean, I didn't get this at a vendor, of course, but the yellow Warriors tee that I got, which says 1976 on it, I got that at the vendors at Patterson. Last year, the comic books that I got from Transformers and stuff, I got from vendors in Patterson. But they weren't there. Mostly what you had, and this was a good thing, I guess, you mostly had people of other different businesses and vendoring. You had people from whereabouts.com. You had people from Xfinity, AT&T. You had the Life Water people. I think that's what they were. And then you would just have people selling the third party, second party kind of stuff. Or their own homemade craft stuff, you know, advertising their business. Like, you know, traditionally every year we'll see like 1 or 2 people or 1 or 2 vendors out there that sell wooden art that they will create right there for you on the spot, or you can put in an order, put your address, and they'll mail it to you as soon as you let them know what you want. So you had that. You had a few other things, and it was okay. It was alright. I mean, they had something for, you know, they had something there for your pets, you know, if you want to buy a new collar and all that. They had all that kind of stuff. They had it all. They had all that kind of third party, second party, home crafted, small business like environment items, which isn't a bad thing. And yes, as I said, they had third party, so if you're a fan of Fayless here on YouTube and you know about his bootleg zone videos, then yeah, you could pretty much tell that this is where some of the stuff he would get it from. Well, this is some of the kind of places he would get it from, I should say. But again, it was okay. It was good. We had a couple of people. We had a couple of performances. Last year we had dinosaurs. I don't know what happened to that this year, unless they showed up today, and I don't know about it. But yeah, we didn't have as much. I'll put it this way: if you go to these kind of things and you're always going not just to enjoy yourself, but look for a specific kind of vendor because you know they'll have quality items that you might be interested in. This is the kind of year that even though the event was bigger in size, you know, with vendors and all the streets being full, I should say. I was just thinking there for a second. Then, vendor-wise, this may have not been the trip for you, or the event for you. Food, alcohol-wise, ride-wise, you know, performance-wise, you know, music and all that, it may have been the event for you. Firework-wise, maybe in the event. But if it comes to vendors, what you would traditionally look for, you know, would not be there. And I was kind of surprised by that. Now, my only thing is maybe what they're doing is because next year is the 50th one, and this year also marks 100 years of Patterson, California being in existence. They wanted to focus more on the traditional homegrown kind of stuff, like old school kind of stuff. Like, not vendors from outside of Patterson. I mean, we had those, yes, but not many. Mostly this was a kind of homegrown kind of tradition or year for the Fiesta. Hopefully next year that won't be the case, because next year is supposed to be the 50th, like I said, and that's going to be even crazier. But hopefully they can improve on it. Not saying this year wasn't bad. It was fun. It was fun. Like I said, we had some musical groups there. We had Red Line. It's a local Patterson group. We had Ryan Scribbs, which is last name is spelled Scripps, Ryan Scribbs, who was on The Voice. If you want to check that out, check out on YouTube. He's actually pretty good. I actually posted a live stream I did of him yesterday. So yeah, it had something basically. It had something for everyone, but not specifically in a way to where you could spend a lot of, if you had the money to spend, wouldn't really need to spend it, because it's like, why? What is there to buy? Besides, like I said, certain vendors with the clothing and all that, it's like, what other things are there to buy? I mean, I was looking at the Whereabouts vendor, and I was thinking maybe not. That's Whereabouts. Whereabouts.com is basically, they sell like cowboy hats and stuff. And I was thinking, maybe not. I'm not really sure. But overall, it was okay. The night ended, of course, with the alcohol serving, if you will, came to an end around 7:30 or a little afterwards. We left before then. And the fireworks didn't start until a little around 9:20. We were assuming that the fireworks are going to be just as soon as it got dark, like dusk, because that's what they were advertising. But they waited and they waited. About 20 minutes after 9 is when they started. And they were good. It was a good fireworks thing, but it seemed a little off at times. It seemed a little off, and what I mean is, my sister pointed out that the timing seemed to be off when it came to certain fireworks going up. As a matter of fact, when they did the finale, we're thinking that's it, and all of a sudden, here comes this one last little firework going, boing, and then that's it. It's like, okay, what was that? I mean, look, it's like you go to, I'll put it this way, when you go and see a fireworks display, whether it's during the 4th of July, it's at Disneyland, Disney World, or wherever, or your local festival like this was, most of the time they will end with a fireworks display, and most times fireworks displays end with a massive fireworks showcase at the end. Here, it did that, and then all of a sudden it just went boing. It's like someone did a late launch, and we just had one little regular firework go poof like that. It's like, what the heck was that about? And you can check that out on my YouTube video that I put up about the Patterson Fiesta this year. But overall, like I said, it was good. It was a nice event. I can only hope that next year being the 50th, it's a lot bigger and better. Because we know it has the potential to be a great fiesta. And I think next year, since it's going to be the 50th one, they got to go all out. They have to go all out. And I think they will go all out because of the fact that it's 50 years. It's going to get mass media attention. It's going to get mass local media attention from all the news sites, like KOVR, like CBS 13, ABC 10, NBC 3, Fox 40. It's going to get a lot of mass media attention because it's 50 years. So hopefully it'll improve into next year, especially with that being the silver anniversary. But the question is, how will they make that happen? One, they got to bring back the vendors that are popular with people, like the comic book vendors, the anime like the comic book anime, the comic book anime vendor, comic book trading card vendors. They need to bring back the anime vendors. And not just sell anime figures and stuff, but paintings as well, like what I got. They need to bring back a lot of the vendors that are very popular people, like the sports vendors. I mean, they had some there, but not on the quality people were expecting. So they need to bring back the sports vendors. They need to bring back certain rides that are popular with people. They need to bring back certain foods vendors that are popular with people. They need to go all out next year. And next year being the 50th, yeah, get some people to perform, but don't rely on local bands. You want to bring back Ryan Scribbs? Fine, bring him back. Yeah, there's no doubt he's going to be a big star in the country music world. But bring him back if you want to, but also bring in some tribute bands, like Rain, or the Sun Kings, or some of the Journey tribute bands, or some of the Metallica, AC/DC tribute bands, or Eagles tribute bands. Bring them in. Those, to me, would be some of the best options for music. Heck, if you can afford it, bring in a well-renowned artist. Take a page out of what you're going to see at the Stanislaus County Fairs this year and apply it to next year's Fiesta. Maybe try your best to bring in TLC. Maybe bring in Clay Atkins. Maybe bring in 98 Degrees. Boys to Men, who knows? Heck, if you can, who's that newest girl that could definitely enjoy the exposure? Becky G, you can bring her in. Billie English, maybe. What's in it? I think the one girl I'm looking for, I think her name is Candy, I believe. Let me check. Cardi B. Yeah, you can bring in Cardi B if you have to. If you have the money, do it. Make this a big time deal. Don't just bring in your tribute bands. Don't just bring in your local acts. Bring in a big name to really solidify it. And if you bring in that big name, and I was just thinking about what I was going to say there, if you bring in a big name to solidify it, it will get this Fiesta over. I mean, nothing against localized bands. Get them the exposure, yes. But the thing is, if you're going on 50 years, you want to treat it like a big, big deal. And I think that's what they need to do. They need to bring back the vendors people are known for, are used to seeing. They need to bring back the rides people are used to having, as well as the food vendors, as well as bring in some bands that are tribute-like. They're well-renowned tribute bands, as well as maybe try to get one big name in there as well. So, for the 50th, they need to go all out. And most importantly, even if it's just for the 50th, they need to go from 3 to 4 days. They need to go from 3 to 4 days. That's right, from 3 to 4 days. And those 2 days that out of those 4 should be Saturday and Sunday that will be the longest. In other words, don't just worry about Saturday being your only 12 to 13 hour day. Also incorporate that into Sunday and really expand on this being a big, big deal. And if you want to, you could do fireworks displays both nights. And people will appreciate that. They will. And then Monday, you could do your short day if you want to. Because then people can go back to their regular lives. Make it a 4-day holiday weekend. Is what I consider, even if it's local. But overall, overall, that's what I think they should do. But in the end, folks, the Fiesta, it was fun. It was fun. It was no doubt that it was fun, and I enjoyed myself. I really did. But it could have been better. vendor-wise and otherwise, and hopefully that gets improved on next year. Like I said, the only positive that came out of it was I got $10 free of tokens even before I entered the Fiesta, and then later on I had to get my own. But that's all I'm going to really say, guys. If you ever come in locally into Patterson, you should check out the Fiesta, especially next year's 50th anniversary. That's going to be a big deal. And hopefully, some of the things I suggested that they do for next year, they will actually do. So, let me know what you guys think down below. Comment if you like. Talk to you later.